making Seattle as it comes into CNN and when she lands. Now, newspapers around the world have been divided in their coverage of the ruling. Amanda's hometown newspaper, the Seattle Times, has this headline, though: "Nightmare is over, Knox is coming home." Here in the UK, the Daily Mail's headline focuses on Meredith Kercher, saying Knox circus overshadows our lovely girl. And finally, the headline in Italian newspaper Libero roughly translates as "The Italian justice system is a worldwide embarrassment." That's the media coverage then. Now to the Amanda Knox media frenzy. Publicist Gary Rosen joins us from CNN's New York bureau. Gary, let's face it, there's a bidding war. It hasn't started now. It would have started months ago, possibly years ago. What do you know about any sort of deals that may be going on in the background here?
Well, I'll tell you, Max, this is going to be a feeding frenzy. Amanda Knox, it could become Fort Knox. I mean, when she gets off that plane, as you said, the offers have already come in, but every major news organization, including CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, all the networks, are poised and ready. And every network says they don't pay for interviews, but they do pay for footage and they do pay for stills and so forth. And this is going to be a payday for Amanda Knox. What she has to decide now, and her people, if she does have handlers, and hopefully she does, is what's the best deal for Amanda. And it may not necessarily be money. It may be the terms of the interview, who's going to do the interview, and such. And probably part of it will also be the family. And they will be a major part of this process.
Put a price on it for us. Let's be crude about this.
Well, I have to tell you that I think, and my sources are telling me, you're talking about an interview for $1 million+, maybe $1.5 million, plus add to that possible movie rights, a book deal. I mean, this could be a $5 million+ payday for the Knox family. And also, obviously, some of it's going to go to their legal fees. And if I was handling her, I would tell her to set up some sort of charity fund, either for the family of the deceased girl or a charity of her choice. But to get the public's reaction on her side, I think she needs to do something positive with part of the money.
Well, this is the problem you've got, isn't it, that she's got. She has huge costs that she needs to repay. Her family has remortgaged. Even her grandmother has had to raise funds and put herself in a difficult position. So I presume that she wants to pay that money back. But how does she raise money without looking tasteless? Because let's face it, she's innocent, but someone's died here. She's cashing in on this case.
No question about it. This is a tragic story for the Kerchers. This is a horrible situation that obviously their daughter is gone and nobody can bring her back. They have to play this very carefully on how they can't look, even though, yes, they're going to be cashing in, they have to be very careful on how this is played. There's no question. Unlike the Casey Anthony story, a lot of people do believe that Amanda Knox was innocent, more so than Casey Anthony. She's 24 years old. She's an attractive woman, and there's no question that she is going to benefit in some way from this tragedy. She said yesterday in court, people don't know the real me. They need to hear my story, and that was certainly setting the stage for what's next for Amanda Knox.
And in terms of foreign media, there's a lot of support, as you say, for Amanda Knox, but that's largely in America. Elsewhere, there's a lot of dislike of her, let's face it, in Italy and other parts of the world. Can she sort of do deals there as well, or is this just a US story now?
Well, I have to tell you, from my contacts overseas and abroad, they do feel, most of them do feel, that she is guilty and got away with murder. If I were her, I would stick to this country for now. Let's see how this plays out. That could come later. And also, a lot of the news organizations here, and of course including CNN, have international bureaus, and it could be an all-encompassing deal. But at this point, I would stick to her home turf, Seattle and the United States, because the sentiment seems to be more on her side, certainly, than internationally.
Gary Rosen, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme. Now, it's faster, smarter, and even comes with a personal assistant of sorts. Still, the newest version of the iPhone isn't what many Apple fans were hoping for. The big unveiling just ahead. And later, an inside look at an employment agency accused of selling girls into slavery. A CNN crew has to fight to save its cameras after filming a very troubling report.